Welcome to the Success in Africa podcast with Dr Modupe, your weekly dose of leadership vitamins to make you successful in Africa.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Success in Africa podcast. My name is Dr. Modupe Taylor Pierce, and I am a scholar and practitioner of leadership and organizational development. Simply put, I study what makes people successful. I have been doing this for 3 decades now with a particular focus on people in Africa. And in this podcast, I share stories, lessons, and insights about people having success in Africa. I created this podcast because I have a vision for Africa. I have a vision of Africa becoming a middle-income continent by the year 2030 and a high-income continent by the year 2040. And for that to happen, I need you and every other African in Africa to become successful. So, if you are serious about achieving success in Africa, I encourage you, subscribe to this podcast, like the video, because you're going to learn a lot about how to be successful, whether it be from the interviews that I conduct or from me narrating people's stories, or like today, from me answering some of your questions. The episode is brought to you by BCA Online. It's a one-stop shop for mastering leadership. Joining BCA Online is free, and it gives you access to countless hours of knowledge and videos and a plethora of information about leadership that will enhance your leadership capacity. And they have some pretty neat courses on there too. If you have questions also, about the podcast, about anything you heard, you can actually pose them right there on BCA Online. There's a whole community of people. They may well answer them. And also, I periodically take some of those questions and discussion topics, and I answer or comment on them right here on this program. This is one of such programs. So today we're not going to talk about any particular leader, but I'm actually going to take some of your questions that have been posed and address them right here in this episode. So let's get right to it. First question that really piqued my interest was from somebody who said, do I need to have a coach before starting a business? And at what point does the coaching end? So statistically, research shows us that 90% of new businesses fail. 9 out of 10 new businesses fail. So when you're starting a new business, here's the bad news. You have about a 10% chance of success. Now, smart entrepreneurs, savvy entrepreneurs, help themselves by increasing their odds. One of the sure ways to increase your odds is to have a coach. Because you see, here's the thing. The reason why your business may fail is less to do with the outside world and more to do with the decisions that you are making based on your lack of knowledge about the outside world and about the business that then leads you to make suboptimal decisions. At the end of the day, the success or failure of your business depends mostly on the decisions you make as the entrepreneur. You make the decision which product to carry, when to release it, how to release it, whether to hold it to quality, who to target, all of the various things. You have to make those decisions. And those decisions that you make, nobody makes them with the intent of destroying their business. But the reality is that the statistics show us that 9 out of 10 new businesses fail, which means 9 out of 10 new entrepreneurs make poor decisions that result in their businesses failing. So if that's the case, why don't you invest in a coach to help you make better decisions? So, do you have to have a coach? No. Can you be successful without a coach? Yes, but the probabilities are much lower. So put yourself in a better position for success. Get a coach. Now, when does the coaching end? The coaching ends when you stop wanting to grow exponentially. Remember, The role of the coach is to help you to get from point A to a desired point B. You determine that point B. For some of us at different seasons in life, our desired point B, the gap between that point B and point A is really not that big, and therefore we believe, and we may be right, that we can get there ourselves. In that season, you may not need a coach. But if your point B, if you're one of those special people who wants to grow exponentially, who has big goals, who is chasing greatness, and therefore your point B, the gap between there and where you are, is such that you know intrinsically that by your own power alone you may not get there, then you need a coach. So, I've answered question number one. Do I need to have a coach before starting a business? Yeah, you probably do. Let's go to question number two. As a young person, is it normal to feel scared or afraid to start my own business or to be an entrepreneur because of risks and failures? Does being afraid to take risks mean that I cannot be an entrepreneur? Oh, I love this question. This question is all about the importance of courage. Is it normal to be afraid to start my own business? Yes, it is normal. Every single entrepreneur that starts a business has fear. That's not a distinguishing factor between successful entrepreneurs or unsuccessful, or people who become entrepreneurs and people who don't. As for fear, that comes. Even when they are already deemed to be successful and they are doing something new, there will be fear. The key is this, that the successful entrepreneurs do not allow their fear to hold them back from taking the actions that they know they need to take. They don't give in to the fear. They still take positive actions and move forward despite being afraid. That's what makes the difference. So, young man, young lady, if you are afraid, if you feel fear when you're about to start your business, welcome to the club. You are normal. The key question is, are you going to choose to give in to the fear and hold back and not do anything and spend the rest of the year saying, that should have been me, you know. I had that idea. Or will you press forward in the face of fear and try it, knowing that there is a chance that you may fail, but you know what? In the process of failing, you will learn, and then you'll reload, and then you'll try again, and you will be better off for it. So please, fellow Africans, do not allow fear to hold you back from that which you know you ought to do. Take courage. A friend of mine, Christopher Williams, recently did a TED Talk on courage. I encourage you to watch it. You can look it up on YouTube. But courage is necessary. It's a necessary quality for you to be a successful entrepreneur. That's question two. Let's go to question three. Does being an entrepreneur or business owner make you a leader? Okay, first of all, let's clarify. Who is a leader? And let's clarify the issues around defining leadership. So, leadership is influence. And every single adult in this world has influence over at least one person, themselves. So every single adult is a leader. The question is whether you're a good leader or a bad leader. Oh yes, there are some bad leaders. There are people you know who lead themselves into destruction and they lead others too. There are people you know who are good leaders and they lead themselves into better futures. So the question isn't whether being an entrepreneur is going to make you a leader. The question is whether it's going to make you a good leader. And what makes you a good leader? There are 4 qualities of every single good leader that I want to share with you. Number 1, integrity. Is your word your bond? To be a good leader, people need to be able to trust you. Integrity. Number 2, courage. We've already addressed it. Do you have the willingness to move forward in the face of fear? Courage is not the absence of fear. Everybody feels fear. It's the ability to move forward despite being afraid. That's number 2. Number 3, vision. Vision is that ability to see a desired future and to write it down. See, good leaders, great leaders know where they want to go long before they get there. And they have the ability, the courage to write it down and even to communicate it to others. Sometimes people will think you are crazy. That's okay. The world wasn't built by normal people. The 4th, passion. Passion is that special combination of drive and determination that makes you as the individual say, I will get there no matter what. It helps you get above, through, around obstacles. When you have passion for your vision, you will drive towards it and you won't let anything stand in your way. That's a requirement for good leadership. 4 key qualities of every good leader: integrity, courage, vision, passion. And when you see leaders like that, when you see entrepreneurs like that, bet on them because they're going to go far. Invest in their companies because they will definitely give you a good return. Are there entrepreneurs who lack some of these qualities? Oh, yes, there are. Remember, I told you 90% of new businesses fail. And generally, they fall into the 90. And the ones who have these 4 fall into the 10%. So, remember, let's recap a couple of lessons from what I've shared today. Number 1, it's helpful to have a coach before you start your business. Number 2, fear is normal. Courage is necessary. Number 3, to be a good leader, demonstrate integrity, courage, vision, and passion. You do those things and you will be successful in Africa, I assure you, because I've seen it. I've seen people who have been successful, and the ones who've been successful over a long period of time. I'm not talking about the ones that just show up and get something in 6 months. Those people who've been successful over a long period of time, they have integrity, courage, vision, passion. And they are the ones who build great companies. Thank you. All too soon, we've come to the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something from today, from the questions that we had. Thank you so much to all of you for submitting your questions, your comments. You keep me going. Now, please don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends about it. This video, this episode is part of an offering from BCA Leadership. For those of you who've got companies, you've got organizations, you need support to get to your needed destination, contact BCA Leadership, www.bcaleadership.com. You can get a coach who will support you in your journey. BCA Leadership provides, in addition, leadership coaching, group coaching, training, organizational development consulting services, and all of these to companies big and small throughout the continent of Africa. So, you want to be successful? Join us. It's a movement. We're transforming Africa together. See you next week.
Tomorrow belongs to those people who prepare for it today. See you next week.